500 years, and they'll never, finish it. That's where people think the legend of Atlantis came from. But why am I mentioning it? Because some of this movement could have been through conquering northern peoples who in Greek civilization were called Dorians, who seem to have supplanted some of the previous ones in the Greek mainland. But a lot of it could be connected with these tidal waves and eruptions and tremendous cataclysms associated with that Santorini eruption. No one knows exactly when it was, around 1400 BC. That seems to have set a lot of people in motion because, in theory, there are no human remains there. And they have pictures of their harbor, of their boats, and they all got out. They knew it was coming, they all left. They all got out on boats and things like that. There are no human remains in Santorini that they've come upon yet. If you go to Naples and you look at the eruption of Vesuvius, there's whole areas there that people were huddled against the side of the bay, against walls, and they're literally buried in those places. Some of the places have hundreds or even thousands of corpses that have been buried in the lava and so on and so forth. Those people didn't get out. When did Vesuvius erupt? See, we're going to have it in our picture here. Look at mine, and she's not here at the moment, but Ron's genealogy that we put in the back of the James book. You'll see that some of the descendants of the Herodian family were killed in the eruption of Vesuvius. So that happened in our historical period here. That'd be around, I think, 76 AD. About 76 AD, right after the fall of the temple. You say, oh, it's retribution for the fall of the temple. Maybe, I don't know if it's retribution. But some of the Herodian descendants, I don't have it in front of me which ones, were killed. I think it was, that genealogy I was just telling them that Ron and I did and Ron, improved at the back of the James book. Some of the Herodians were killed in the eruption of Vesuvius. You don't remember which ones they were, do you? I think it's Drusilla and Felix's offspring. You say, well, who are Drusilla and Felix? But in this case, you will know who Drusilla and Felix is and are, and I hope that you never forget it. They appear in the book of Acts, in case you're familiar with Christian history, and they talk very friendly with Paul. They are on very, how should I put it, not intimate, but friendly terms, amicable terms with Paul. And they are the they're the Roman governor and the Herodian royal family daughter, whose name is named after Roman archetypes, children of Augustus, but her name is Drusilla. And Josephus will cover her marriage to Felix. Felix, as Josephus said, crucified so many people in Palestine that there was not enough wood for the crosses or space to set them up. He's a sweetheart. A real sweet guy. He's treated very kindly in Acts. He says to Paul at one point, or maybe it's one of the others in the conversation, Paul, a little more and we'd become Christians. Or you're ranting and raving, Paul, but you keep it up, maybe we'll become Christians too. Yeah, right, I believe that. In any case, Drusilla had divorced her husband by a previous marriage, who had been forced by her father to circumcise himself in order to marry her because her father didn't want her to marry someone who wasn't at least making a show of being Jewish. And Josephus comments on that and said, even though divorce was forbidden at that time, and the person that helped her make this marriage to the Roman governor, Felix, who was one of Nero's henchmen in Palestine, was Simon Magus, the famous Simon Magus. And he said, how do you know all this, Professor Eisenman? Oh, it's all in Josephus. And we're going to read Josephus, so you'll know it too by the time we're done. And this is information that really is critical important information. So I think it's their descendants who are killed in the eruption of Vesuvius. Interesting. So and there are evidence of human deaths, a large number. That's in the Bay of Naples, in case you're not familiar where Vesuvius is. The Bay of Naples, south of still active. Okay, so I think the people in the Mediterranean were set in motion by the Tira eruption. Some of the 12 plagues of the Exodus event in the Moses story may have been engendered by the memory of that experience and its effect in Egypt. All the weird things, including tidal waves and everything else, which would have hit Egypt as a result of that, whether it occurred within the framework of the Hebrew Exodus or not, or the memory of the poet, I'm not prepared or can say. So anyway, the Philistines, we know by the archaeology and everything else, were a Mycenaean people. You say, who are the Mycenaeans? The Mycenaeans, if you've read Greek tragedy, were the people of Agamemnon. Mycenae. You look at a map and you'll be able to see it, but it's in the Peloponnesus. And I don't even know who Agamemnon is. Well, you should. Not for my class, but for your own cultural sophistication. You should know who Agamemnon is. It's a byword in Western culture. It's from what series of materials that you get these people? Homer, the Iliad, and Greek tragedy. Particularly Aeschylus. These are great people to read. Read them. Don't read Madonna or somebody. Don't listen to rap. Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides, Homer. It's not so difficult. You can do it all in the summer easy, and you'll enjoy it and never forget the rest of your life. When I was a freshman in college, I think college is under the bull, the way you people do too, but I must say, they made me read in my freshman year. I was an engineering student, I had to take liberal arts subjects for, general GE distribution. They made me read Greek tragedy in one of the literature courses. It was like mind-blowing for me. That's all I can tell you. It was so beautiful, so beautiful. I'd never read anything from an ancient period as beautiful as that, I thought. I think even prophets rival that, but I'd never read anything as beautiful as that. So all I can tell you is that you will regret it. It's only 3 or 4 plays by Aeschylus that survived, 4 or 5 by Sophocles.